Hey everyone, Jason here. It's been a really long time since my last layout update, and I apologize for that. If you've watched my recent videos, you'll know the reason why. It's because I've been going through a lot of life changes, some really good ones. I moved to Detroit, Michigan recently, and I bought my first house, and I've been really busy getting the house all together and situated, getting my stuff moved in. So that's been keeping me very busy, but I've been enjoying it a lot as well. And also getting acclimated with my new roles and responsibilities at work. So just haven't had time to make videos, and I really haven't been home to Cleveland that much either, let alone had time to make new videos when I would go to my hometown. So I wanted to make this video though because a lot has been going on. I wanted to keep you all updated, and there's really three big things that I wanted to talk about. So probably the number one reason I wanted to get a video out there now is because I wanted to let you all know that I'm going to be at the York Train Meet, the TCA York Train Meet this October, which is actually happening less than a week from now. It's this upcoming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I'll be heading out there to go to my first York. It's something I've wanted to do my whole life. It's something I've heard people talk about all the time and rave about, and the time kind of came where I was like, stop making excuses, you know, just bite the bullet and go do it before, you know, the show is shrunk down or changed, which they've been talking about for a while. So I'm going to go to York, and I've got a whole bunch of things I'm hoping to see, people to talk to, and some items I hope I stumble across and have the opportunity to buy. So if you're going to be at York and you think you see me there, it is probably me, because I'll be there all day Thursday and all day Friday. So please say hello, introduce yourselves. Most of you I've never met in person, and I know a lot of you will be there and have been great supporters and followers of my channel over the years. So that's big item number one. I'll be at the York Train Meet this upcoming week. So the second bit of exciting information is that the layout, which again, I'm sorry I'm not there right now, I'm doing what I can, but my layout is going to be featured in Classic Toy Trains magazine. I'm super excited about that. When I started building the layout, I had it way in the back of my head that, you know, maybe I can make this layout nice enough that one of the big O-Gauge magazines might want to feature it someday. And it just so happened someone sent over some pictures and videos of my layout to Classic Toy Trains magazine, and they said they were very interested in doing an article, and so we actually have it pretty much all completed. It's going to be published sometime in 2020. Not exactly sure which issue yet, but you know, we have the article. The article's been written, the photos are submitted, all the footnotes, all the details have been put together. So I'm incredibly honored to be asked to have my layout featured. Really, that is truly a dream come true for me. So super happy that that's happening. And when I know more about when that issue is going to be published, I will let you all know. So finally, the third bit of news I wanted to share is kind of just an update on the future of my layout. In my last video, I hinted about building another layout, and I still really want to do that. And I'm planning to do it here in my new house. I bought this house with that idea in mind, that once I get things situated, I will begin work on another layout, which this would be technically my sixth layout. The one that I've been featuring these past 10 years is the fifth layout I've built. And while I love that layout and it's helped me learn so many things, it's just that. I learned so many things that I know I can improve upon for the next layout. And I actually have a bigger space here in my new house to build a bigger, better layout. But first thing that I have to do is get the basement ready. It's an unfinished basement, so that means I've got to do framing, I've got to do drywall, I've got to do electrical, I've got to do lighting up above, I've got to do carpeting, and what I've been doing lately is making sure that the basement is waterproofed. It's a pretty old house, there's no sump pump. I need to make sure that my drains aren't going to back up and flood the entire basement with all that work that I do. So it's going to take some time. I'm hoping to really make a big push this winter, and my hopes is that in 2020 we actually see bench work go up in this basement. That would be my hope. I'm not going to promise anything and have you all be disappointed, but I'm really looking forward to starting that construction. That doesn't mean I'm tearing down my current layout right now. That layout will stay up until I get a significant amount of bench work completed here at my house, and then I'll start to move a bulk of the stuff and start to tear down that old layout. And I hope that doesn't make you guys sad. I hope it makes you excited, because I'm very excited about it. Again, it's a 10-year-old layout, and there's so many things I know I can improve upon. I know I can make a better layout, a bigger layout, and it's going to be fun. I'll have the layout here to work on, and I'll be able to post a lot more videos because I'm physically here with the trains. So that is exciting bit of news number 3, or at least that's your update on what's going on with the layout. Okay, so I know I'm going to get this question a lot in the comments, so I'm just going to address it right now. First of all, yes, I have a plan together for the next layout. The basement downstairs is larger and wider than the current one that the layout is built in. So I'm going to be able to build a really nice sized layout, and I have a whole section, a corner in the basement that I didn't have before, that I'm going to be able to add a whole nother element. So it's going to be very similar to my current design, except longer, wider, with an entire new section connected that I plan to have be a roundhouse and diesel storage facility. There'll also be an extra level, an extra loop on the main level of the layout. It's going to be a very similar design to Rich Batista's Black Diamond Railway, which if you've never seen his DVDs or his work, he's the gold standard, I think, in O gauge and O scale. So highly recommend you check out his website, buy his DVDs, Black Diamond Railway. I recommend them to everybody. So I think I have a really good, solid design together. So I'm happy to listen to your ideas. I want to hear if you recommend anything, but I do have a plan in mind, which I'll eventually share with you once I get the basement a little more complete. And I'm not really, don't want to take the camera down right now because it's quite the mess, and kind of hard to describe what I want to do down there. So don't worry, you'll see the plans for the new layout sometime. There have been a few items that I've purchased recently. A couple of them are here at the house, so let me show you that really quick. So I'm pretty excited about adding this engine to the layout. When I was young, I remember being out west with my family and seeing a lot of Union Pacific engines, and I remember saying back then, you know, one day I'm going to have some Union Pacific on my layout. And if you've been watching my videos, you know I'm a big fan of Norfolk Southern. Don't have much of anything that's Union Pacific. So this is my first Union Pacific engine to be added to the layout. It's a MTH ES44 with Proto 3. I picked it up from Stockyard Express. And I even have not had it on the layout yet. I picked it up and just didn't have time when I was home to put it on the layout. So in the next video I'll make sure that I show a lot of action of this thing running. But I really like it. I've left it here on my shelf in my family room so that I can admire it at least when I walk by or when I'm sitting on the couch. It's everything you'd expect from MTH. And again, hopefully in the next video we can I can show you some action of this thing running around the layout. And now here we have 7 road railers made by Bowser. These aren't really new to the layout. I own a bunch of these already. I have a really long Triple Crown train, and I have some of these road railers that I use on my intermodal train, but kind of a cool story behind these. If you follow Eric Siegel on YouTube, Eric's Trains, you would have seen these added to his layout fairly recently. And so the funny story behind it is a few months ago I was out in Northwest Indiana for work, and on my way home I decided to stop by the I Love Toy Train store, which is owned by Tom McComas. So if you've ever watched a TM Books and Videos DVD, you'll be familiar of who that is. He's narrated and produced dozens of those videos, and they were a big part of my life growing up. A lot of inspiration for me to stay in the hobby. So I got to meet Tom McComas and thanked him profusely for the great work that they did over the years, and he had dozens of these road railers stacked in the back room, and so I decided to pick a few up, and he was saying, you know, I don't really know how these work, how to sell them, how to market them, and I kind of explained how they hook up to a coupler mate and how they hook into one another. I told him what I thought the value was, and recommended that he post them up on eBay, which he of course did, and Eric Siegel bought a whole bunch of these, and I saw them show up on his layout not too long after I was at the store. So that was kind of a cool little story, and it's a great store. It's in Michigan City, Indiana. I Love Toy Trains, the store. Would recommend you stop by if you can. So added a few more of these to my collection. I might sell the Triple Crown ones. I don't really have room for any more, but I just can't resist when I come across them because they are kind of rare, and the Triple Crown trains, I grew up seeing those go by where I grew up. Norfolk Southern had these going by all the time. So pretty cool addition. Been looking for those Swift trailers for a long time. Really glad I stumbled across these. So even though we're not at the layout right now, I do have some footage to show you to wrap this video up. I always like to end my videos with footage of the layout. And I actually had to film a train for Classic Toy Trains magazine. I needed to film one traversing the various loops of the layout, which I actually haven't done since the layout's been essentially complete. So I'm going to end this video with my Santa Fe Super Chief set. No, I'm kidding. It's not my Santa Fe Super Chief set. It's my Norfolk Southern Office Car Special set going around the layout. And it traverses all the loops, it connects on all the crossovers, so you'll really get an idea of how my middle level works, how it connects to my top level, how it does the lower level and the reverse loops. Should give you a really good idea as to how that all works. And yeah, I hope you enjoy that footage. I hope I see a bunch of you at York, and you know, as always, please feel free to ask questions and to reach out some way. I'll include my email in the description. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little update, and we'll talk to you guys soon.